Well, hello everyone, and welcome to this Packvember video. Yes, indeed, it is November, which means it is time for Packvember, which is a celebration of all things Packard Bell. I kind of think it's probably meant to be retro, but whether it could be modern, I don't know. I don't know if someone's going to come up with a video of a weenie modern tablet that has been made by Packard Bell, or, well, has the Packard Bell name etched onto its bezel and call it good. But, well, if they did, then I would say that would be more relevant than what I have planned this year. Because unfortunately, I am not able to show you any Packard Bell hardware. In fact, I sold my best Packard Bell laptop just a couple of months ago. The mighty Packard Bell EasyNote 4012C. So, with Packard Bells then, I've had my fair share of retro Packard Bell machines. And I want to tell you a bit, before I go on to this video, I'd like to tell you a bit about why I've been extraordinarily stupid. So, back in 2011, on the 5th of November of that year, I took delivery of my very first Packard Bell computer. This is very quickly turning, I realise, into my very own I want to find my 822 moment, but no matter. What is it about Packard Bell computers from 1995 and people getting rid of them and then later coming to regret it? Because, yes, my Packard Bell, it was the mighty Packard Bell Legend 406 CD built in July 1995. I want to say it was the 13th, but I cannot honestly for the life of me remember, and a lot of those videos have been lost to the sands of time when I stupidly deleted my original Blue Planet 64 YouTube channel back in 2012, and then had that whole Videos on Frontier rebrand, which was a complete fiasco. But I digress. We've all got to have mistakes, we've all got to grow, we've all got to move on. So, Packard Bell Legend 406 CD then. This machine had a 75 megahertz Pentium processor, socket 5. It had 8 megs of RAM, all 8 of them. Yep, count them. Yep, 8 megs of RAM should be enough. You don't need any more than that. Yeah. A quad speed CD-ROM drive, 850 megabyte hard drive. How am I going to fill all that space? And the obligatory Packard Bell sound card that had it had a Aztec Washington sound card, the Aztec Sound Galaxy Washington sound card, and a 14.4K modem inbuilt on the sound card as well. This machine originally came with Windows 3.1, but I very quickly upgraded it to 95. I made a few upgrades, upgraded the RAM to 40 megs, upgraded the hard drive to a 3.2 gigabyte Quantum Fireball, and I very quickly started dual booting it. So a gig for Windows 3.1 with the 9596 software image, July 1990, which I think it was the November 95 or October 95 image we had at the time. And Windows 95 with an image that was actually too new for it. It was the, I used to go for one of the 1996 images so that I could get the 32-bit versions of all the different programs like Microsoft Works and Money. However, in 2014, after 3 glorious years of owning the 406 CD, in 2014, I actually was given the opportunity, the opportunity came up for me to purchase a Packard Bell Legend Multimedia. And I was all on it. Now, this was mistake number 1, because to get my 406 CD, they didn't really make those particular models in the UK. I mean, sure, they had models that will have been similar, but for me to get my Packard Bell, I actually had to order it and import it and pay the exorbitant shipping and import duties to bring it in from Texas. So the guy who sold it to me was very helpful, very friendly, very patient. We had a few hurdles to overcome, but together we actually did that. And, within, I think I ordered it in the middle of October. Like I said, I got a letter saying that, I had import duties to pay. I was a bit angry about that. It's like, why would you charge import duties on something that is very clearly hopelessly obsolete? But no matter. So I got this 406 CD on the 5th of November 2011 and very much enjoyed it. So back to the Legend Multimedia. Right. So I got the Legend Multimedia, and I wanted it because it has a 486 processor. Now, by this time, I'd gotten the Compact Presario 2240, my childhood computer back, which I still have. Now, that was a better fit for Windows 95, because it has a 200 MHz AMD K62, 32 megs of RAM on board, and it has 20-speed CD drive, Trio 64 graphics, ESS 18 something, I can't remember what sound card's in it, but it's an ESS audio drive sound card. So, yeah, very much. So back to the Packard Bell then. It had Cirrus Logic graphics 5428, and I did have a sound card as well. I believe I still have that. It's the Forte 16 drivers tended to work quite well with it. So once again, I used the wrong software bundle on it because it would have been made in early 1994. Could have told that by the grey floppy disk drive, the dark grey rather than the beige one. So I put the October 94 software pack on from the United States. Very happy. And because I had a Packard Bell that I was very happy with, I decided, stupidly, that I didn't need the 406 anymore. So off it went. Was sold on eBay. Obviously lost a lot of money on that. And never saw it again. Don't know if it's still in the country. Don't know if it's still around. I would not say no to having it back again, though. So, anyway, I had this Packard Bell for about a year. And then I ended up with a 486 tower. So I put the PB to one side and, started using this custom-built tower. And by this time I had a Creative Labs AWE 64. So I popped it in that, and away we went. And that was absolutely fine, all up until it wasn't. The machine died a death. So I went back to the Packard Bell, taking with me the AWE 64. And once again, absolutely fine, except now, okay, the AWE 64, hopelessly too new for such a machine, but I could still get advanced wave effects if I wanted them, which I did, and I used it. Very much enjoyed it. And the machine, it too died. So I've been left with no Packard Bell desktops at all. Well, actually, no, I hadn't. That's a complete lie. I have had a few Packard Bell desktops in and among those ones, but I mean, for Face of Technology era ones, yeah, that was me done for Packard Bell desktops. I've had a few laptops as well. So that brings us on to today's video. What we're going to do is we are going to see if we can combine the naughtiest Packard Bell motherboard that I can emulate using 86 box with one of the nicest software bundles, the February 1995 Master CD. So let's go ahead and do that then. So to do that, what we're going to do is we're going to add a machine. Don't know what I'm going to call it, so let's just give it a generic name, because this motherboard is the Packard Bell PB410A motherboard. Now, this board will have been found on stuff like the Legend 760 Supreme and other such models, you know, very basic models. Also, unlike a lot of other machines like the PB400 board, the PB450, 520, 570, and the mighty PB600 board, this board had headland graphics. Yuck. Yuck, yuck, yuck. Who wants that? So, we're going to take that board, and we're going to, you know, add a few things to it, and we'll see where we get. Because the PB410 was actually from the pre-Face of Technology era, so actually came out 1993. So what we're going to do, essentially, is build a machine from 93 and try and restore it using a software CD that is 2 years newer than the computer itself. So let's call it something that it might have been called back in the day. We'll call it the Packard Bell Force. In fact, no. Let's call it the Packard Bell Horse. So we're in the settings screen now. So the PB410 is a socket 1 motherboard, I do believe. Is it? No, it's not. I think it's actually a socket 2. There it is, Packard Bell 410A. Let's give it at least a fighting chance. A lot of machines with the PB410A tended to come with SX processors. We're not going to do that. Why don't we give it a DX50? Because my Packard Bell Legend Multimedia, I did perform some upgrades. I gave it I gave it another 8 megs of RAM to go on with the 4 that it had to make it 12. And I ditched the SX33 in favour of the DX50, which I do believe I still have both chips, as well as the DX250 from the broken custom build tower. So what we're going to do, we'll give it 8 megs of RAM. There we go. So, for the display, now we could use the internal controller, the headland graphics, but we're going to, I'm feeling a wee bit charitable, so let's help it along. We'll give it a 5428, there we go, something a bit more relevant. Not 2 megs, we'll give it a meg, how's that? Want a PS2 mouse? Yes, thank you very much. Standard sound card. Okay, it wouldn't have been the Washington back then, but it is now. There you go. Enjoy your Packard Bell sound card. Networking? No. Let's give it a dot matrix printer, because you might have gotten one of those with a Packard Bell bundle. So there we go. Epson LQ2550. It can print in color, you know. Fancy. If you have a colored ribbon on it. So, hard disk controller, we're going to go for the internal one, and we are with the floppy controller, because this is the next part of the experiment, and I'm hoping that I've remembered to chapter this video, because I've been chatting with, and actually, to be honest, I should probably do this as its own video. So, actually, I think I probably am. So, what we'll do is we will cut this out of this video, but I will have a video coming up where I talk about this, because what we need to do is because what I would like to do is talk a wee bit about using drive overlay software, and we're going to use this machine as a test bed for that, because I do believe that the machine only has it has a small hard drive size limit. So what we're going to do is we're going to install a 2 gigabyte hard drive. So there we go, 2021. So there we go, we're all set up now, so let's commit that. And now we need to give it some drives. So let's give it a floppy drive. I'm not going to give it a 5 1/4 inch drive. Let's pretend that what I've done is I've taken a 760 Supreme, junked the 5 1/4 inch drive, and added instead a CD-ROM drive into the 5.25-inch drive bay. There we go. I could add a 2-speed, but let's pretend I had something lying about from about 1997. Just kind of whacked it in there. Any other drives? Nope. Absolutely fine. We're all ready. So let's go on to the computer then. So we need to start it. We need to look for it. This is probably kind of partially off screen, or maybe not. So to do that, we just find it, select it, and then you can click start, and the virtual machine will indeed start up. And there you go. The Packard Bell logo isn't there because I gave it a graphics card that was actually worth having. What I'm going to do is I'm going to resize it. Now, it's quite hokey since 86 box, Winbox for 86 box went ninny. So I'm going to need to go to View, Specify Dimensions, and I try and do that. Okay, so 1620 to 1215. That should fill my screen nicely. I've got a 1440p monitor, but the Windows scaling has been turned up, so get some odd resolutions, get some very odd behavior from an 86 box. I did, I believe, file a bug report on GitHub when this happened, but I've not heard anything from it. So there you go. I'll come back once the machine has been resized. So welcome to the wrong Packard Bell. So we need to set a few things up. Doesn't really matter how we set up the hard disk drive, but I will go into this more in the next video. But what we need to do is we need to actually set the floppy disk drive, so use the arrow keys to select, and then use the plus and minus keys to change the values. We need to change the video type to EGA VGA, and the monitor to color non-interlaced. Otherwise, we'll end up with black and white images. We can enable or disable the cache. Let's enable that. We might need that. So there you go. And then all you need to do is press escape and then F4 once, of course, you've set your hard disk values. Now, to set your hard disk values, what you need to do, you need to check the geometry of your hard disk and then see if it is on the list. If not, go to user def1 and start typing in your values. But like I said, that will be covered in the next video. So, I'm just going to go off and set that, and I'm going to set up the disk overlay software, and we will be back to do the restore. So, now we have the hard disk formatted, let's go off and restore this machine. Now, because it is a 1995 CD-ROM, or a 1995 image, February 95, that I'm using, I can just go off and do a generic format. But where is the restore program? Is it on the diskette? I can't remember. I'm guessing it is, because it's not barked bad commander file name at me yet. So, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do a generic format. That's absolutely fine. And away we go. So once we've done this, there are a couple of things I'm going to need to do to tidy everything up. So for example, the CD-ROM driver is going to need to be installed, because traditionally the you know that lovely sound card that you get in Packard Bells of this age? Well, they have CD-ROM controllers on them that can drive era-appropriate CD-ROM drives. However, these are not emulated in 86 box. So we're having to use a generic IDE drive. And so here we are. The restore process is finished. If we go over to the C drive, we can find that we have a working image. However, like I said before, we need to ensure that the CD-ROM driver is correct, which unfortunately it isn't, because it's expecting a CD-ROM drive connected to the Packard Bell sound card, which there isn't one. So what we're going to do is we'll copy one from this modified Packard Bell system diskette, copy a:/nec_ide.sys. There we go. And then what we can do, edit c:/config.sys. Oops. Edit c::config.sys. So this bottom line here is what we want to modify. So I'm going to go and modify that. So instead of the driver included within the Packard Bell sound card drivers, let's go c:/nec_ide.sys. And there you have it. Now, hopefully, we should be able to eject the diskette and let's reboot. And yeah, it started straight into MS-DOS, and we have Windows.
Welcome to Packard Bell's Navigator. Welcome to the main menu of Navigator, the easy way to get to know and use your Packard Bell computer. Explore the functions of Navigator by using the mouse or the tab or arrow keys on your keyboard.
Excellent. But what I want to do is make it so that the machine starts with Windows. Oh, no, I don't want a password. Now, this is working just fine. You know, I've got 256 colours, but I always feel like this colour scheme, I don't know, that some of the colours are a bit sharper than they need to be. You know, certainly teal is, yeah, some of these colours are too close to some of the darker colours are too close to their lighter variants. So what I need to do is, well, I need to install the correct display driver, which is on the Restore CD for February 95. So go to Install, Cirrus 28. Oh yeah, that's right. I can't actually do this from within Windows, so I am going to need to drop down to MS-DOS. So I will do that right now. Install Cirrus CD Cirrus 24. Install. Microsoft Windows has been found in the following directory. If this is correct, please press the Enter key. If Windows is installed in a different location, type the correct path and press the Enter key. It is installed in C:/Windows. And there we go. It is currently installing. And there we go. So we can press Enter to reboot. And there we go. And there you have it. Packard Bell Navigator doesn't come up either. The navy blue is actually navy blue once again. Look at that. these colours are just a lot nicer. There is definitely a difference between the darker and lighter shades. And with these drivers, you could go up to 16-bit colour if you wanted, or even further. Though I wouldn't necessarily recommend that on a 486 with a Cirrus Logic GD5428, GDCL 5428, CLG, whatever it is. I tried that on my Packard Bell Legend Multimedia. Didn't really augur well. So there we have it. We have a Packard Bell installed with a lot of great software. The sound card, well, that works beautifully. So, I'll tell you what we could do, actually. We'll do a very Billy Core thing. We're going to give this machine the good old-fashioned canyon test. So, let's sort that out right now. Obviously, sound card emulation in 86 box isn't the best sometimes, but for most things, it's actually not too awful bad. Do you know, if we go back to Audio Station actually and play some of the Packard Bell standards, what I like to call them, that Voyatra very kindly gave us with this software. Very full-bodied sound there for FM synthesis. No, we do not wish to save changes. What software do you get on the February 95 CD? Well, 3D Body, yes, we have that. Multimedia Tour, Kidzu, Space, C, Speed, Knowledge Adventure Demo, World Atlas CD, Action 2.5, Media Browser, and Music Box. You get the sound card utilities. There's 3D Dinosaur Adventure, 1994 Almanac, Mega Race. That's not bad, actually, isn't Mega Race? Microsoft Works. It says CD required, but it really isn't. It just isn't. There we go. Nice. So you do get Works version 3.0. You also get Money version 3.0. This would later come to be included on later 1995 software CDs, both for Windows 3.1 and later Windows 95 when it came out. Also got the Grolier Encyclopedia, Hyper Guide, and what else do we have? Well, we've got Microsoft Applications, Works, Money, Backup, Antivirus, and stuff that comes with DOS. Entertainment pack for Packard Bell. So you have Ski Free, Rattler Race, Fuji Golf. Nice. So yeah, we could play a little bit of Ski Free there, you know. So just I'm not that good at this game. Look at that. Everything. Okay. So what we're going to do now is we're going to play a game of how not to play Ski Free. Yeah. Won't even get to the Yeti. The Yeti won't want to eat me. I'm that badly bruised and battered. You also get Prodigy. Prodigy for Windows. Nice. If I had a modem. Don't. And Faxworks. Which, again, if I had a modem, quick setup. Can I uninstall this? Alright, no, it's next time. Sometimes I think later versions of Faxworks did tend to nag you about being unable to find the modem. So what I would do, del tree /faxworks, and then when I jump back into Windows, I can just go ahead and delete the program group. It'll be like it never existed. There we go. So, yeah, just tidy that up a wee bit. And we're going to save settings on exit as well. So there you have it. Yes, indeed, you can install. You can restore your 1993 Packard Bell with the 1995 February software CD. And I have tested it, and this does indeed work with the original Headland graphics. You can't obviously install the Cirrus graphics, but the Super VGA graphics that come with Windows 3.1, yeah, no, absolutely fine. You're not going to have an issue there. One thing I do have to do, though, before I actually finish this video, is I noticed when I was booting up the computer that the plug-and-play manager was warning that no ESCD file was found. And yes, that would make sense because, well, like I've said multiple times in this video, I'm restoring a 1993 machine with a CD image from 1995. And that brings us neatly to the end of this video. I'd like to thank you all for watching, and please do join me for my next video, where I will be taking a look at disk drive overlay software and how it works. But until then, thank you all for watching this video, and cheery bye. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please hit the like button. You could also subscribe to the channel and hit the wee bell icon to be notified when I have published a new video. But until then, please feel free to check out some of my previous videos.